Welcome back. New leader at the Rock. Casey Kane has been able to get by the 88 of Matt Crafton. We'll show you how he did it.
He's been chasing down Matt Crafton. Been using the high side. You see him go up there in the center of 1 and 2 to get a little bit of momentum. And watch the run he gets coming off the corner.
Hello, Matt.
Goodbye, Matt.
And just about clear, and does clear him by the time they get to turn 3. Watch this now. This is when it's fun.
Not for Matt Crafton.
Probably not.
So Casey Kane out in front. Matt Crafton led 40 laps before relinquishing the top spot to Kane. He's led 4. Peters has led 7 laps, and Nelson Piquet Jr. 107 laps. So Nelson Piquet Jr. will be credited with leading the most laps at the Rock.
Right now, Nelson Piquet Jr. finds himself about 4.5 seconds behind Casey Kane.
He is still fast, though, Phil. And like I said, once he cleared some of those trucks that were in front of him, it does a couple of things. Your truck handle's a bit different because of the turbulence off of the other trucks, but also your line. They're taking your line away. You got to pick your way through them, lose that ground. Once he's got it sorted out, the last time by, Nelson Piquet Jr. was the fastest truck again. So it'll be interesting to see if he can put a charge on Casey Kane.
You know, we're 41 right now, 40 laps to go. We last pitted on lap number 123. That's right in their pit window at 77 laps. I think probably most of the guys are very, very close on making it on fuel. Some maybe not so close. We know Johnny Sauter has a couple laps extra fuel because he had to come back in and top off a couple laps later. So he's got a couple lap cushion over the rest of the field.
When we talked about Johnny Sauter doing that, not taking a chance, the guy that did take the chance was Jason White. They stayed out, had to pit under green. Caution comes out. He had to pit again under green now. So he's found himself 4 laps behind. So Jason's day was ruined on pit road today.
Yeah, just by not getting that thing full of fuel.
And you don't know why it didn't get full, but it just didn't, and that was a mistake that cost him.
You mentioned pit road. With just 39 laps to go in this race, every team should have 2 sets of tires still on pit road that they could use if the caution would come out. Now with just 38 laps to go, will you have an opportunity to change the tires twice?
Give them to me. Give them to me. Yeah. Throw the caution and give them to me.
I want to see those stickers on those tires flapping.
Ty Dillon has a mirror full of the 13 of Johnny Sauter now, riding along with the 23 of Jason White on fresher tires.
Yeah, fresher tires. That's about 25 laps less on the that he has on his tires, and you're gonna see what 25 laps means right here on a couple trucks that are running up towards the top 5.
Yeah, and Jason's 4 laps down in 25th, and that's how much faster those tires are making his truck.
See Caleb Holman on the inside of the 75 truck, the Food Country USA truck.
Caleb's only 3 laps down in the 23rd position. I've been impressed with him today. Made running high on the racetrack, but really doing a nice job.
First start of the year for Caleb. We're going to schedule to run several races in that Food Country truck.
Are those peanuts on that truck?
They are.
Yeah.
Hot honey.
Hot honey peanuts.
That's kind of cool.
Guys that are running better than
look at Jason.
Expected. Is there anyone that stands out? Nelson Piquet Jr. obviously a great story, but
I'm amazed with the job Jeb Burton has done. Only his 2nd ever Truck Series start on a very, very difficult racetrack, as we see a good battle shaping up for the 2nd spot with Matt Crafton and Nelson Piquet Jr. But Jeb Burton here, now the lineage is good. His dad's won in the Nationwide Series as well as the Cup Series, and his uncle Jeff, I know, won in the Cup Series. So the lineage is good, but he's doing a super job here for that youngster.
Yeah, he started in the 27th spot, so he's been one of the few guys that have been able to drive, other than Casey Kane, drive up to the top 10 and stay on the lead lap. Great job for him. I heard his mom was pregnant with Jeb when Ward won a race here. So that's pretty cool.
Piquet Jr. running 2nd, right?
He just made that pass on Crafton, and Chris Carrier, his crew chief, told him the adjustments that I made on that last pit stop are going to help you very deep in the run. And Nelson just said, should I push it yet, or should I just maintain my pace? And they said, no, Casey Kane is spreading it out. Let's start pushing it. So obviously Piquet has put the pedal down. He moves back to 2nd.
Moves to 2nd. He's got a 5-second deficit that he's going to have to overcome if he wants to catch up to Casey Kane. And not only that, but he's got the slower lap traffic that he's got to deal with as well.
But you know, I think there'll be another caution, Phil, and they get some tires on these things, and if that adjustment pays off, that the team made, then you got to give them a lot of credit. They took a bit of a risk, lost some track position, but if that thing's right at the end, that could be the key to victory.
But if they put tires on, is that going to negate that change?
Right, because he said the longer the run, that is what the adjustments we made that will help. Side by side, 88-92, but Crafton holding on to the third spot. Get ready to run all out in America's heartland as NASCAR Fast Friday on Speed sizzles. With over 5 hours of live action-packed coverage from Kansas, it all begins Friday at 1:30 Eastern right here on Speed. You'll see final practice for the Camping World Trucks as the caution has come out. 26 laps remain in this race.
Oh, I think everybody's happy about that.
Yes, they are. Maybe with the possible exception of Kasey Kahne. Even though he had a 4.5-second lead, I know he probably wants new tires too. But
there might be one group of people that weren't too happy about this caution, and that would be Kasey Kahne and his team. But
now a lot of pressure goes on the crews. They have got to get these drivers back out in the positions they're on right now on the track.
Hey, laps are running out now.
That's right. We're getting down to it.
So the crews will ready themselves up on the wall.
Timothy Peters' crew has been on it. He's gained spots both times, got him the lead on our last round of pit stops.
Timothy Peters currently running in the 5th position. It's Kasey Kahne, Nelson Piquet Jr., Matt Crafton, James Busher, and Timothy Peters, your top 5. Then Ty Dillon, Johnny Sauter, Parker Kligerman, Joey Coulter, and Jeb Burton, your top 10. The Aaron's lucky dog goes to David Starr.
That'll give us 13 trucks on the lead lap.
Give David a shot at a top 10 finish too.
Lofton, Hornaday, and Starr will be the final 3 that will be on the lead lap.
We need our best stop of the day here, boys.
We need it. This is the money stop right here.
We're not going to pull any spring rubbers. We might do a little wedge, but I'm not even sure about that. Let's make sure
air pressure. Let's do air pressure if we have to do anything.
I like that, crew chief.
Field is all caught up to the pace truck. We'll see if NASCAR opens pit road this time by. Being told that they will. So we'll see Kasey Kahne dodge hard left as he comes off of turn number 4, make his way onto pit road. Again, 4 tires, fill it full of fuel. You've got what you've got, guys.
Yeah, most racetracks we would go to, somebody would consider 2 tires. Not here.
Hermie Sadler.
Well, Rick, James Busher has driven from the 16th position up to a top 5 here. His truck's been a little bit on the loose side. They're going to take 4 tires, a little bit of an air pressure adjustment, get him back on the racetrack, try to gain a few spots on pit road. The 88 of Matt Crafton. Matt said he may have jumped out too fast at the beginning of that last run to burn his right rear tire off. 4 tires, only 1 can of fuel. They want to keep some nose weight in the trunk for the end of the race. Ray?
They are going to put a little bit of fuel in Kasey Kahne's truck. Mike Shiplett said, keep in mind we may have to go green-white checkered here, so that'll affect your balance just a little bit. The number 30 of Nelson Piquet is going with 4 tires. They're going to add a half a pound into the right front to try to help him roll through the corner a little bit. The 3 of Dillon is in right there. Kahne will be the first off pit road. 30 goes second, and James Busher is going to advance in the field.
Timothy Peters gains another spot, and Matt Crafton is a loser. He loses 2 spots.
Now a huge question here. Kasey Kahne, first off of pit road. He will decide outside or inside. Does he decide inside? Is that the fastest way around this track?
I think so.
We've seen Nelson Piquet Jr. start on the outside and blow away the guys on the inside. And now we're hearing from NASCAR 30 of Nelson Piquet Jr. too fast exiting.
Huge mistake.
Yeah, that's hard to believe because the 30 is in the very first stall. You wouldn't think there was that much room between that first stall and the end of pit road.
As the track is laid out, he's actually in the number 2 pit stall because number 1 was taken up by one of our cameras. And so he did have a little bit more room to get to that line.
That meant he was up to speed when he went across the next to the last scoring line, Phil.
Let's take a look here. You see he hasn't crossed the scoring line yet.
There's a scoring line. There's another one.
Yeah.
He went too fast in that last section, and there was no need to. That's the irony of it. Kasey Kahne had the lead. He had second locked up. He just needed to idle out onto the racetrack. No need for that mistake.
Experience. Goes back to experience, as you mentioned, Michael. No benefit whatsoever to speed in that last segment.
There's the 2 lines we're talking about.
And the teams know these lines. They understand the rules, and they know where they're painted up, how they're laid out, and go over them closely. So,
and NASCAR gives them a schematic of where the timing loops are before they even come to the racetrack. So an unfortunate situation for the 30 of Nelson Piquet Jr. Casey Kane will lead him back to the green field.